Anything we repeatedly do, it will not bring excitement. Even you may enjoy, but it becomes mundane activity for the mind. The nature of the mind is doing new things, after some time, the new becomes old, finding again new. Then it becomes old, again new. When it comes to yoga practice, we want to change that nature or find a way, method for the mind to escape from that. At the beginning, asana practice is bringing excitement. Going to back bend, inversions, balancing poses. So the interest is there because it's new to the body. But when you have to do that again and again, it's not bringing same kind of excitement. Unless the mind values that very much. Unless the mind got some pressure. Unless the mind got certain fear. That's why a lot of people doing work, job, something not enjoyable, they have to do that again and again repeatedly. Why they don't enjoy? At the beginning may be excitement, enjoyable, but need to do the same thing again and again. But still cannot get away from that. The pressure is to do some job to make certain income. So we want to change that, how I can enjoy what I'm doing. Only when it is flowing naturally. Not because of the pressure, not because of any fear, but when it flows naturally. So getting up early morning and observing the breath every day and regulating that flow. And also it's the same activity. without much varieties, without much variations. It's not a favorite thing to do for the mind. But the same mind is so keen to know one's own self, to experience one's inner being, then it adds certain value for the action. So in order to gain that, then maybe not enjoyable, but because of that value, it may try, it may attempt. So seems most of you survived, still a few more days. So keep holding for some more time. Then afterwards you can check yourself. You still want to do. You find some value. Is it bringing certain effect? Is there any impact in daily life? It's up to you. Also, deliberately, I don't want to introduce varieties of things, techniques, or knowledge about this. It's every day we can look into new information about this practice, but from the beginning, our interest is to bring that daily practice. And also, repetition is the way, the key to look into the subtle aspects of this practice. Though we have some variations, some differences each day, but it revolves around within the same techniques. So in a way, it cultivates patience. It sharpens the mind to focus more as we repeatedly do the same thing. If you are aware enough, if you are seeing it clearly, you can notice what we see simply Ujjayi, what we see simply Viloma, or any other technique. Within that, to go deeper, also to give attention continuously and modifying the practice accordingly. The challenge is there. So after we finish, If you are able to continue the same thing, the subtle details of it will be reveals on its own. But need that resolution. You have to resolve yourself. You have to educate the mind to see the value of it. And you do continuously. I have a few questions today. We look into that. Okay, the first question. Before the body has a respiratory problem, such as cold and fever, and has not fully recovered, is practicing pranayama good or bad for the body? If can, what can be practiced? So when the body is not in good state, stable state, cold and fever obviously will disturb, will affect the way we do the regulation, pranayama. So there is no question bad, it will not create bad effect. But how far you can effectively practice this depends on definitely the body condition. The mind need to be ready first when you are not feeling well physically. You don't get the rhythm, but stay almost recovered, but not completely recovered, on and off. So what you can do, instead of focusing the regular way of practice, you can focus the techniques which helps for you to breathe better. Say you have already flu, cold. Get into any pranayama, you may not really get the rhythm. You can't really maybe completing one or two techniques or one or two cycles. So asana practice to free the breath flow, to free the passage, is better than attempting pranayama. But with the asana practice, already you have better opening, better passage, then you may do pranayama. So when respiratory system affects, pranayama may not happen properly. You can't get into the right rhythm. So my suggestion, don't look into that. Instead, first see how you can bring the body in a stable condition. whatever the way. It may be by medicine, it may be by asana, it may be combination of both. So it will be nice in when the body is in a good condition if you do regular practice. So sometimes the practitioners get into yoga practice when they're not feeling well. They will not do the asana practice, but when there is a back pain, knee pain, then they get into asana practice. Or that's the time they want to focus on some meditation or pranayama. So establish the regular practice when you are well and you are doing good. Next question. When the menstruation period is normal, which pranayama is helpful and which pranayama cannot be practiced? I understand you are asking about during menstruation time, normal menstruation. So during menstruation time, any type of activity, whether it is asana or pranayama, which takes up your energy, use your energy more, which makes you to apply more force. Don't do that. So definitely you don't do kumbhaka, you don't do Kapalbhati, Bastrika kind of practices. Supine pranayama more helpful. In supine posture also, it is about Ujjayi, Brahmari, Viloma also can, but it depends. So you don't do any type of pranayama which you have to put a lot of energy instead of you gain the energy. And also the idea of pranayama practice is same like meditation. So we do Chandra Bedana, Surya Bedana, Nadi Shuddhi. Along with that, when you apply bandhas, basically we don't want to let go the energy, especially the apana vayu, apana direction, downward movement. We want to arrest that, or we want to hold it. And in a way, we want to move the energy upward. So menstruation time, during that time, the energy flow is downward, which we should not obstruct. So when you are doing any type of, it may be very subtle, even you may do sitting and doing pranayama, you may not feel it. Especially if you don't apply any bandhas. But generally, it is not supportive for the body condition. So resting, regaining the energy, restoring the energy, is priority during menstruation time. Relax, rest more, use exhalations to regain the energy. And if you don't do any other pranayama practice, which helps generally, so it's not must that you have to keep doing those days also in the sitting position. So better avoid. Okay. The next question: do people who practice yoga eat more protein than ordinary people to supplement their body needs because they exercise more? It depends on how do you practice your yoga. If you do yogasana as the exercise, if you sweat more, you lose more energy, then of course you need to balance. As much energy you spend, that much energy or more you need to get. But if you do yoga as per the requirement of overall yoga practice, so even yogasana at the beginning, probably at the beginning means when you are a beginner, probably you have to put a lot of effort. But as you practice continuously, as the day is passing on, your effort in asana practice should be less, should be reducing. The asana practice should become effortless, which means obviously you don't spend energy, instead you gain energy. So through yogasana, you allow the prana to flow more within you, which means your practice brings a lot of life, a lot of energy, will be fully vibrating within yourself. Supposed to be. So there is no question of extra protein or supplement. In fact, the food what we regularly consume will naturally reduce. Body may not require, but the mind may require, your tongue may require. That's the different story. But if the asana practice moving towards inner being, then you will see yourself. You don't need any other supplement or anything. Unless your body is lacking because of various other issues. You may be lacking in calcium, you may be lacking in iron. It may be a long time issue or you didn't notice it before. So even for that also, right amount of food the food what you are eating, right type, is good enough to manage to take care. So let's change this understanding. It's not a yoga exercise. It is yoga asana. When we say asana, we are positioning the body in a certain way. By positioning the body in a certain way, you are gaining the energy supposed to, not losing the energy. Beginners level practice may vary, may change, but you manage accordingly. So it will also change. Next question. When practicing Surya Bedana or Chandra Bedana and Ujjayi, teacher requires the length of inhalation and exhalation be the same, but because one side of the nasal passage is blocked, the duration is the same, the amount will be different. So I will increase 1 or 2 count on the blocked side. Is it right to do so? Okay. It is not must that the duration should be the same. Okay, there is one thing we want to have, we want to achieve. So you check, as you know already, mostly or generally, the inhalation is shorter than the exhalation. For few, the inhalation may be longer. It is because of various conditions. But what we want to do by practicing this way, also getting into Kumbhaka, under Bhakya, inhalation, retention, exhalation, retention. So here the practice develops towards long exhalation. Whatever your current condition, as the practice gets better, we go more towards long exhalation, which means, say in Ujjayi, 10 counts inhalation. Exhalation, maybe we are aiming now to have same 10 counts or 1 or 2 counts here and there, more or less the same period, same amount of time, same count. As the practice gets better, we can go further. Exhalation can go from 10 to 12, 12 to 14, 14 to 16. When we can aim for 1 time of inhalation, 2 times of exhalation. Which means if your inhalation is 10 counts, the exhalation can go even 20 counts, 30 counts, 40 counts. You can keep on increasing the exhalation duration. So now we have to see which side of the nostril is blocked, or during which activity it is blocked. So if it is inhalation, then you are lengthening the inhalation a little more to balance it, which is fine. And also 1 or 2 counts, 2 or 3 counts will not bring much difference. But if you inhale longer, exhalation is shorter. So you keep on increasing more about the inhalation. Exhalation is less or getting shorter. Then it may create certain imbalance. Also, that it will keep on make you into an active state rather than going inward or more into a passive state. So you check, you see the difference when it is happening. Then according to that, see that there is no much difference. If the exhalation you are increasing more gradually, which is fine. But if you are doing only on the inhalation side, so there it's not helping to lengthen exhalation side. So that's the way we have to look. And if you only inhalation side happening, then better go for normal breathing. Or just do Ujjayi, especially when you do Surya Bedana, Chandra Bedana. So avoid that to do Ujjayi. Okay, next question. Usually the imbalance between the left and right sides are not too obvious on the pranayama class. But during the infection process, the imbalance of the left and right sides of the head and five sense organs is obviously felt. Can explain the natural condition of the body. Infection process. I understood. Is it about affected by flu, COVID? Basically, I would say like you get sickness. Yeah. During the sickness, basically, the systems are not functioning as it's supposed to function, the way it has to function. So especially COVID conditions, so it is affecting the main thing. What is that? The breath flow, breath movement, like flu. But it is not just like limiting to that. So it is connecting with the whole energy movement, whole body energy flow. So affecting the lungs means affecting overall the joints, the fever and headaches. That means like the whole system is going towards collapsing. So the prana movement affected means then organs will be affected. Organs are not functioning efficiently. Your nervous system and your circulatory system. So the whole body, all the systems are going down. it will be obvious. Normal time, everything functioning, our mind is not focused. If you say focus right nostril, even though you may be focusing, but it is not sharp enough to look into that exact subtle activity. Physically, you can see that, but the energy flow, breath flow is different. But when the body is not functioning properly, it will show obviously. So then blood circulation is not happening. Headache. You get headache. The ache already making you to see clearly what's happening there. And because of the pain, the whole attention is there 100%. You can notice even in asana practice. So when you are going into a particular pose which is giving some pain, then you may be doing anything at different parts of the body, but the whole attention goes where the pain is there. We give a lot of attention to our body always when we are in sick. Why? It's not that you are giving the attention, the body demands that attention. By pain, by various movements, or various things not happening. So it is not a normal condition. So when it is normal, we don't give attention. Abnormal, we give attention. As we give attention more, we see things very clearly. And it's not everything working separately. Okay, something happening, respiratory system, other system may not be affected. No. The whole body is working as a one unit. Any system has some problem, it will be linked to all other systems. Respiratory system can affect your digestive system. Digestive system can affect the whole circulatory, nervous, all the systems it can be affected. The body may function efficiently. Just your mind gone mad, it can affect the whole systems, all the systems. It will affect. It's linking, all linking with each other. They're together working as one unit. That's why when we do asana, when we do pranayama, we don't look into one thing, we are addressing the whole system, all the systems, the whole body, which includes mind as well. So it is not something new or surprising, very, very normal. Now, when you are feeling well, when you are getting back to so-called normal state, means you don't feel any sickness. The same way, can you give attention to whole body, including when you are doing pranayama, can you separate it? During sickness, The pain, the ache, the movement, the flow is very obvious. So, like a gross way of things happening. But normal state, it won't be obvious. You need extra attention to look into all the subtle movements. But when you are in normal condition, one of the other challenges, the mind will interrupt very easily. When you are sickness, mind cannot interrupt. Mind will focus only the pain, only the symptoms it is facing, it is seeing. Normal state, what happens? You focus on the breath. Some thought comes from somewhere. Hear some sound, the mind goes there. Very easily can deviate. That's why we are not able to give full attention. At the beginning, you may give attention 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Afterwards, it's not probably the same. Very easily, mind can take you away from that focus. Suppose if you are doing supine pranayama, maybe first few minutes you are focusing, afterwards the body totally disconnect from the mind. Mind can go to sleep, mind can go into somewhere else. On and off, focusing sometime, other time not focusing. Because the mind is free. So it is not able to give that 100% focus. But you can use this as an opportunity not only to look into the nature of the body, you look into the nature of the mind as well. You can ask questions. So many things we have been doing in life, even giving attention to health, practicing yoga, eating right food, taking care of many things. But still the body is falling sick. The body is getting into sickness. So what is the point of giving this so much attention, doing so many things? Very easily my health can be taken away by this unknown virus, unseeable virus. But I have a lot of plans to do. I want to achieve, I want to do this, I want to reach there. So you can ask the question to the mind also, okay, what I really want to get out of it. It's a great opportunity not only to look into the body, look into the mind also. Aware the nature of the mind. Aware the tricks of the mind. Look into that, how the mind is constantly busy to keep us engaged in various things for various reasons. So when the sickness over, naturally the mind will not give the same attention, but little bit of the seed you put now, sometimes it may work. You can question yourself. You can create doubt whenever there is some interest comes for the mind. Okay. All the sickness will go. Something else will come. So this is the body condition. Come and go. This and that. Okay, I think yes, I have no more question today. So we have 10 more days, 11 more days. If anything else we need to clarify in these coming days during the practice, so you can keep posting, keep sending your queries, and let the practice continue. Thank you. See you all. Namaste.